The Democratic Congress took power. They and President Bush have finally agreed on something. The forecast from Wall Street, we're screwed. In our third story tonight, Mr. Bush continues to deny it, but the recession debate has become not if, but when, if not already. So what do those who want to succeed him plan to do about it already? Mr. Bush, whose fondness for borrowing from other countries to finance tax cuts here and deregulating the industries whose risky investments helped midwife the housing crisis and the resultant credit crunch, met with members of Congress today agreeing not on a plan to rescue the economy, but on agreeing to come up with one sometime in the next, 3 weeks or so. So since that worked so well for President Hoover, we all look forward to that. Among the problems ahead, while the Federal Reserve just cut interest rates again to encourage borrowing, a lot of people don't want to borrow right now, and at any rate, some lenders don't have the cash to lend at any rate. Not to mention the lack of serious proposals to re-regulate the wild, wild west, get-rich-quick businesses that got us here. Mr. Bush's favorite remedy, no fair if you guessed it, tax relief in the form of rebates. And the presidential candidates? Joining us now to help try to answer that question, MSNBC political analyst Rachel Maddow, whose radio program airs every weeknight on Air America Radio. Good to see you.
Hi, Keith.
John Edwards was first out of the gate with the stimulus plan. Does he now look like a freaking genius because everybody and the world and the news cycle has come around basically to his point of view?
Well, Edwards does benefit as long as we're talking about the economy, because not only was he first on talking about the stimulus package, as you mentioned, but he's also been the populist guy on economics. He's the guy who's been most willing from the very beginning to actually identify bad guys in the economy, to say, let's be patriotic about something other than war, let's be moralistic about something other than sex, let's talk about corporate irresponsibility and corporations that don't serve the people who work for them or the consumers. Let's actually identify un-American bad behavior in the economy, and that kind of, I think, real forceful approach to the issue is going to place him in good stead right now.
In a surprise development in the Obama-Clinton part of the campaign, Senator Obama hit Senator Clinton today for leaving out workers and seniors from her tax relief proposal, her first one. Is that fair? And what, more or less, in understandable terms, is Obama proposing?
Well, the stimulus package, which is, of course, my most favorite economic term of all.
Yeah, great.
The most titillating of all economic terms. The whole idea of a stimulus package is that you want to get money to the people who are definitely going to spend it, who are going to put that money back into the economy. So the idea is to get it to people who don't have extra money, get it to people at the lower end of the economic totem pole. So yeah, criticizing Clinton for leaving out workers and seniors in her plan makes sense in economic terms, that would be the criticism. But, you know, I think there's something... There is an opportunity here, in addition to just a rescue plan that we need here. There is an opportunity that I'm surprised that Obama and Clinton haven't jumped on more forcefully. And that is that, and you and I have talked about this before, our infrastructure in this country is made of sugar. I mean, we are in desperate need of some real investment in roads and schools and bridges and communications, our power grids, all of these things, our sewage systems, our water treatment systems. That kind of spending works too, to counter recessions. And yeah, you need to talk about getting rebates targeted to people at the lower end of the economic scale, but that kind of spending, that part of the fiscal plan needs to be part of the discussion too.
The Works Progress Administration Jr., in other words, what Roosevelt did, which also prevented any fear of unemployment growing and in fact began to knock unemployment down in the 30s.
After Hoover failed, that's how FDR didn't fail.
And speaking of Hoover, the party that used to be known for fiscal conservatism, Senator McCain has reportedly confessed, I don't know much about the economy, which puts him in our league. Mitt Romney boasts of his experience with a company that made its money by laying people off. Is there a GOP approach to all this other than saying, well, we can make the economy work by giving more money to the corporations?
Right. Well, that's kind of what we're hearing. We're hearing corporate tax breaks, sure. And we're also very specifically hearing that the richest people who benefited from Bush's tax cuts should get another tax cut, further tax cuts in 3 years. That's not going to do anything for the kinds of problems that we're having now, but those are the kinds of proposals that we're getting. Mitt Romney is also bragging on his economic record in Massachusetts, where he created fewer jobs than any state other than Louisiana, which had just been hit by Hurricane Katrina, and Michigan, which has the most notoriously worst economy in the country. So he's bragging on his Massachusetts record.
Great.
I think he's got to come up with a new story to tell.
You know, like I keep saying, it worked for Hoover. It'll work for these guys as well. Our own Rachel Maddow, host of the Rachel Maddow Show, also, of course, on Air America. We'll see you Saturday night after the primary in South Carolina.
Indeed. Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.